You know, there's a big debate in Tacoma about what kind of jobs, what type of industries we need next, really. So this week we were at the announcement of them wanting to hopefully get Amazon in their backyard. And we went out and talked to some folks who said, oh, we don't need Amazon jobs. We need these type of jobs, or we need these type of jobs. What types of jobs, what type of industry do you think would be great for Tacoma? I mean, one of also the big discussions is, you know, you have hundreds of people that leave Tacoma every day to go get a job someplace else. So what types of jobs do you think would keep people in Tacoma?
Well, first of all, it is a tragedy what we have slipping that we're into a better community, really, for King County and Seattle. That has got to return by making it, first, a reliable city to get those answers and those jobs that want to come there. We have a history in the last decade of losing Frank Russell Company and now DeVita moving out. Hundreds and hundreds of living wage jobs that are not going to move. That reduces the tax that is coming in to Tacoma, and that's then spreading the taxes to everyone else. This is a serious problem that I think we're facing. So the kind of jobs, it's a long-range plan and a vision that we do not have. We do planning in what's called these sub-area plans, which you're hearing about right now, with interim regulations. Well, these are done on kind of the end solution, and everybody fights for what that's going to be. That's the wrong end. In my career, it's all about working with groups and being a leader to bring people together on a solution that they're all a part of. So to me, it's not dictating, it's facilitating the group so we figure out where we're going to go. We don't know where we're going as a city. How do we do our industrial base? How do we do our is it a tech center? Are we going to have all these other components?
Right.
We need to have that definition. Then we start moving towards a long-range plan that we can then start inserting and start addressing the goals and objectives for each area and how it fits into the overall plan. We're a long ways from that.
So, and I tend to not to look at Tacoma as all the things that have left Tacoma. Tacoma is still growing. I mean, we have incredible companies that are growing and expanding in Tacoma. Infoblox is in Tacoma. State Farm has since located in Tacoma. I mean, so we've got good things happening. Is it everything we need? Absolutely not, but we're on the right path, and I think that we've got some good things happening that are going to come out. We've got a new incubator in Tacoma called the RAIN Incubator, and they're working with biotech startup companies. I think Tacoma's greatest asset is that we've been able to grow the Weyerhaeusers, and we've been able to grow the Frank Russells. They started out as small businesses in Tacoma. Tacoma's an incubator as a city and has the ability to grow big companies. And so I think we need to use that as an asset and stop thinking of it as a deficit.
I'll ask you both.
Can I ask something to that? Because Weyerhaeuser was brought up there. Well, Weyerhaeuser just moved again from Federal Way. Well, it was because even in the 70s when they moved, they were not getting good answers from the city of Tacoma, so they moved to Federal Way, right? Now, here they are now moving to Seattle. Nobody from Tacoma went and talked to them. And so we do have a history of growing, but they're leaving, and this is what we have to change because we're not getting reliable answers.
So that speaks to my follow-up question, which, do you have a blueprint to both retain jobs and grow new ones?
Yeah. First of all, go and meet with all of the major companies and just have a target list that starts with week one. It says, what are we doing right, what are we doing wrong, and communicating. There are many other companies that do not get communication or returning calls from our city government or the mayor. That needs to change. So we start working with those companies to how we can respond better and answer their questions instead of leaving them in frustration. That's got to change, and we can do it. The other thing is...
sorry, the other thing, I cut you off there.
Okay. The other thing. Start reaching out to the companies that I believe can have lower operating costs in Tacoma and be more efficient in the economic engine for the South Sound. Those companies that, for instance, in Port Townsend, if you're in Seattle, it takes you all day to really communicate, to get there and back and forth. Tacoma, it's half a day. That's a lot of operating cost reduction. And I would start communicating with them and be a part of the team to how we get them in Tacoma.
Ms. Woodwards, I want to ask, as a former council member, Mr. Merritt is saying that the city has not been reliable in communicating or, functioning. So do you agree, disagree?
I disagree. I mean, I think we haven't been perfect. I mean, I think we went through an economic downturn while I was on the council. This is a much different day than it was the 7 years I've served on the city council. And that's why I want to be mayor, is to pick up on the work that we've done well, and to move forward. I'm proud to sit here this morning and say I have the sole endorsement of the Tacoma-Pierce County Business Alliance, which means that those are the business people in Tacoma who believe that I'm the candidate who's going to be able to move our city forward. So those relationships that we're talking about that we need to build, I already have. And so we do need to do a better job of communicating. That's why I want to form a Mayor's Business Alliance Council, so that we are meeting and talking all the time before something goes wrong, before something changes, so that we're constantly having conversation about how to move our city forward. In addition to that, I understand as mayor that I'm the face of the city. I'm the one who's out there talking to businesses. But I also want to make sure that we have someone in City Hall who, in addition to me, wakes up every single day and thinks about job retention and job creation, and that we can work side by side together to make sure that businesses are getting everything they need in order to be successful, so that other businesses will come to Tacoma.